Welcome to Reddit's Edit. Please like and subscribe. I'm Andrew Bustamante, a former covert CIA intelligence officer and founder of the everydaySP.com training platform. Ask Me Anything's profession. I share the truth about espionage. After serving in the US Air Force and the Central Intelligence Agency, I have seen the value and impact of well-organized, well-executed intelligence operations. The same techniques that shape international events can also serve everyday people in their daily lives. I have witnessed the benefits in my own life and the lives of my fellow agency officers. Now my mission is to share that knowledge with all people. Some will listen, some will not. But the future has always been shaped by those who learn. This is my second Ask Me Anything, and I'm excited to support this community again. I have been verified privately by the AMA moderators. Do you consider it important for your average citizen to familiarize themselves with espionage/spycraft technology? Why or why not? Bonus: do you feel like your work has been worth it? A resounding yes to both. Plus a moment of genuine appreciation for those still doing the work every day. The everyday person can learn a lot about protection, privacy, and maximizing information security by studying just a little bit of spy tech. From geolocation to the weaknesses of end-to-end encryption, and even the risks associated with giving bad guys tools like the iPhone to protect their malicious intentions. I believe right and wrong are not as black and white as we are taught to think. Instead, there is a spectrum between them, and we have to make our own decisions based on the information available to us, which is really quite a lot. Oh hello. What's your opinion on Edward Snowden? What countries are the most interesting for CIA? Do you believe CIA might have their agents in places like North Korea? Should I use ad blocker? What if a messenger or a social media / whatever internet resource refuses to cooperate with CIA for investigating terrorist? What info from average citizen, not a government structure's employee, of a rival country CIA might find useful? What do you think of Russia and Russians? Great questions. Let me expand on one, if you don't mind. What countries are the most interesting for CIA? CIA follows the direction of American policymakers. They set our operational priorities with their funding and their policies. Where American national interests are threatened by a nation state or non-state actor, you will find dedicated covert CIA officers hard at work to protect us. Sometimes we can predict those threats. Sometimes the threats are known only to those who need to know. But no matter the threat, you can rest assured outstanding talent is working to keep you and your family safe. What is the one spy trick you would teach everyone in this AMA right now that they can use to improve their life instantly? I actually answer that question in my podcast episode Perspective versus Perception. This is one of my favorite questions. Learning to look at the world through another person's point of view is the most important and valuable skill a spy learns. It gives them the ability to predict human behavior and build the empathy needed to understand a person's motivations and needs. These are critical elements in recruiting an intelligence source, and they also have tremendous impact on building relationships, negotiating business deals, building a professional network, and even everyday parenting. Do you think the government should be spying on its own people? Why or why not? The government I worked for put intense time, effort, and attention into ensuring its actions were never aimed against American citizens. I believe they are still doing the same today. How much of a propaganda presence does the CIA have on social media sites such as Reddit? Honestly, active undercover CIA officers would see a forum like Reddit as a terrifying risk to their operational status. You have real-time individuals, all highly adept at processing information, providing actionable feedback on a comment's utility and veracity. That is not an advantageous place for any intelligence service to meddle. How do you deal, on a personal ethical ground, with wrongdoings or bad things done by your former agency? Agency officers are compartmentalized not only to protect the information, but also to protect officers from dealing with the personal/ethical impact of operations outside of their control. I trust that my fellow officers, past and present, were doing what they thought was in the best interest of the American people. Sometimes they made the wrong call. Many more times, they made the right call. But you don't hear about what CIA does right. It either stays secret or isn't seen as interesting by the media. Do you think the very existence of your field of work or its abuse denounces the failure of NATO and the UN? in bringing peaceful and honest geopolitics? And do you acknowledge your role in nursing the general public's ignorance and apathy regarding specific world events, historic details and key international players, either groups or individuals? Not really. If anything, I appreciate intelligence professionals in all nations for making incredible personal sacrifices to ensure the safety of their people against those who would use deception and ignorance as tools for malice. Did you ever have feeling that what you do isn't right thing? Where did you get your motivation for work? Unfortunately, that feeling is common in the intelligence profession. The good news is, you get desensitized to it over time and your moral compass become more pragmatic. The bad news is, you get desensitized to it over time and your moral compass become more pragmatic. One of the reasons I left CIA and started my own business, RedditAMA, was because I wanted to live a life where I maintained my optimism and commitment to building a better future, rather than just stopping bad guys from doing bad things. When you take down one bad guy, there always seems to be another ready to take his place. I bet you get this a lot. But which movies would you consider show the closest depiction of what you were actually doing? Or better, how close are movies to reality? Also, thank you for your time. Movies are pretty far off base for sure, but they have some fairly realistic element. TV shows actually do a better job. Amazon's Jack Ryan series was pretty true to form for CIA in the first season. The Americans was also good for Tradecraft about 1.5 seasons. The Spy on Netflix now also is pretty solid. The real work of espionage is intentionally boring/mundane, so it gets overlooked and hence stays clandestine. It's hard to stay secret with bombs, bullets, and glamour all around you. Too bad for us. Can you comment on the CIA torture program please? CIA has made its official statements. I was fortunate to have no overlap with enhanced interrogation operations, but I'm sad that they happened. Is there a hierarchy within the CIA? Like only certain people know certain things? How high up were you on that hierarchy? It's less of a hierarchy and more of an controlled access thing. When your skills or talent can contribute to a case or operation, you get read in and gain access. Sometimes that access is extremely sensitive. See restricted handling, privy, etc. Entry-level officers commonly gain this level of access, even while their more senior counterparts do not, in order to maintain information controls.